Mainstream media has just proven yet again in a very big way just how irrelevant it actually is.
Oh, don't forget about unreliable, obsolete, and deceptive. And maybe we should mention dangerous?
And that proof is encapsulated in three very simple but very revealing words. Person of interest.
Person of interest in custody.
Person of interest. Police have a person of interest in custody.
One person of interest in custody.
Investigating a person of interest in this terrible tragedy.
We have a person of interest. The person of interest. Like I said, we have a person of interest.
They are looking into a person of interest.
Welcome to High Impact Flicks. I kind of like to refer to myself as a channel of interest. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my free newsletter and email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. Hey guys, study after study shows that if you want strong bones and muscles, healthy hair, skin, teeth, and nails, you need the 5 types of collagen in your diet. I get mine from BioTrust. I've got a link in the description with a massive discount, and it'll tell you all about it. I wanted to do this video because this demonstrates why nobody needs mainstream media. Nobody needs mainstream media. If you want to do a far better job than corporate media, all you need is a cell phone camera, and a way to communicate with your cell phone. That's all you need. I watched, ever since this happened yesterday, I watched the news unfold on it on mainstream, top shelf, authoritative sources, and it was pitiful. Pitiful. Journalists don't, since I thought a journalist's job was to ask questions, gather information, collect data, report what they see. If they don't know exactly what's going on, say the alleged driver, it looks like it was this person, but no, they go to this person of interest. And even now, as I'm recording this, it's 11:21 a.m. Central Standard Time, and CNN still has not identified the driver that drove through the parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin yesterday. Still has not identified. Look, let me just show you. This was updated 11:46 a.m. Eastern Time. That would be 10:46 a.m. Central Time. So that's about, 30 minutes ago or so? As of 30 minutes ago, CNN still doesn't have on their world news page the identity of the driver. Let me just show you this. They're still calling this person a person of interest. It says at least 18 children remain hospitalized on Monday after the Waukesha Christmas parade, said Children's Wisconsin Pediatric Hospital. The number of those killed and injured may change as we collect additional information. Is CNN really collecting information here? There are indications the driver was fleeing another incident when he drove into the parade route. Already making excuses for him, CNN? Huh? According to multiple law enforcement sources familiar with the preliminary investigation findings so far, there is no known connection to international or domestic terrorism. According to the police chief, everything's fluid right now, but we do know that there is no known connection to international or domestic terrorism, but CNN still doesn't know his name. Still can't tell you the color of his skin. And it does not appear to be connected to the recent verdict in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the source said. The city's live stream of the parade showing the marching band had just started playing Jingle Bells, talking about witnesses. They still don't have this. Look at this. On Monday morning, that's today, guys. We already had this information last night through alternative media sources. We already had the guy's name. We already had the scanner that said that they collected the guy's ID on the seat of the Ford Escape. On Monday morning, the belongings of parade goers are still strewn across the scene. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the belongings of parade goers strewn along the scene, but we're not going to tell you the vital information you need to know and get the facts of who this person actually is. Look what it says. They're still saying this at 11:46 Eastern Time. Monday morning, they're still saying police chief Daniel P. Thompson said officers are working with the Waukesha
County Medical Examiner's Office to identify victims. Thompson said there is a person of interest in custody, but would not say whether it was the driver of the SUV or if any arrests have been made. This is the update on CNN. Let me show you what they're saying here. This is what CNN is saying this morning, not last night, not hours after the incident, even though hours after the incident, alternative media sources actually had the name of the guy. They had the description of the vehicle. They had the license plate number, for goodness sakes. They had all kinds of information. If you want to be informed, this is telling us that if you want to be informed, you don't go to mainstream corporate sources. Listen to what they're still saying this morning.
CNN's Natasha Chen joins us now from the scene in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Natasha, police describing having a person in custody this morning. Do we know any more information about whether this person is a suspect?
Yeah, and Jim and Erica, they used the term person of interest last night in a couple of press conferences. They wouldn't say much more about that person. There were some reporters next to me who were asking, well, did they say anything to you when they were taken into custody? Very tight-lipped and actually would not take questions in the last.
Can CNN not afford a police scanner? Let me show you. Just not very long at all after the incident, we had this right here.
Well, it's a Darrell Brooks. That rings for anything.
Already had the name. Not long at all after the incident. As a matter of fact, as the incident was unfolding, people who were on their scanners recorded this, and they already had more information in seconds. Let's go ahead and give them minutes. Let's give them 5 minutes. They already had more information about the description of the driver and about his criminal history than CNN has right now at this moment. But the Silicon Valley oligarchs, YouTube, Google, Facebook, Twitter, are telling you that CNN is a top shelf authoritative source. Even NBC, look at this. Even NBC still this morning, look where this was. I want to be fair. This was November 22nd, updated at 8:51 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's just what, 2.5 hours ago as of the recording. Look, oh, here we go. Updated at 11:10, which is 16 minutes ago as of the recording of this video. At the very bottom of this updated article, it says right here, Waukesha Police Chief Daniel Thompson confirmed at the news conference Sunday evening that a person of interest had been taken into custody. They're still, even NBC and CNN at least, as of 16 minutes ago, as of the recording of this video, are still calling this guy a person of interest when mere minutes after the thing actually happened, people with let's call it a $200 scanner, police scanner, $100 police scanner, already had more information than they're going to give you on mainstream media. Now, why is mainstream media doing this? Are they intentionally hiding the identity of this individual, or are they that bad at journalism, what they call journalism? Let's listen to this scanner. They already had Darrell Brooks. They already had his name. They already had a description.
Moving A-frame, I ran that subject, lost found his ID in the car. He is suspended. Looks like he's at least $199 on the system.
Okay, that's who he's identifying himself as. Lighter skin, black male, dreadlocks, red shirt, no shoes.
Could it be that this guy didn't fit the narrative? Could it be that this guy didn't fit the description that mainstream media wanted to give you? Could it be that when they do end up coming out with the facts about who this guy is, what his name is, where he's from, where he lives, if he has a criminal history, could it be that they're only going to do that because they were forced to by alternative media sources? And when I say alternative media, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you with one of these or with a police scanner. You're going to tell me that mainstream corporate media with multi-billion-dollar budgets didn't have the information on this guy? And still to this moment, as of the recording of this video, they'll eventually come out with it. But maybe it's going to be begrudgingly. So interesting. Listen to some more of this.
Press update. But where we are right now is over by Main Street. You can actually see this was the parade route, and there are items, belongings from people.
Yeah, you don't even have to pay for a scanner. People are pointing out in the chat room. You could just have there are free scanner apps you can pick up on your phone, and then there are recording apps that you can record on your phone.
that were abandoned.
And you don't even have to, if you wanted to report on it, all you have to do is say allegedly and reportedly, according to the scanner data that we have, they're saying that the name of this guy is Darrell Brooks. Allegedly, if this is the guy who did it, here's his history. Here's his Facebook page. Here's his Twitter. He's a wannabe rapper. Here's what he raps about. If this is the guy.
In a hurry, they're strewn across the street, police markings on the ground there. So this is still very much closed off. This is the downtown core. And as we were talking about...
There's another thing that's closed off. The information flowing from corporate media is closed off. It's modified. It's curtailed. Here's from NBC.
And for the latest on
this is what NBC, for the latest.
What happened in the investigation? Let's bring in NBC News correspondent Megan Fitzgerald. So, Megan, you're at a children's hospital in Milwaukee where some victims are being treated. This tragedy.
Let's go to this timestamp right here.
So many people are wondering why this happened. So, Megan, what do we know about the driver of the SUV? I understand police do have a person of interest in custody, right?
That's absolutely right. So there is a person of interest in custody. They're not looking for anyone else. What law enforcement authorities are telling us at this hour is that this person was likely fleeing another incident that was related to some sort of a knife incident when they took off at a high...
Critical Thinking says he drove over state lines with a fully automatic SUV. Hilarious. This is CBS Morning News.
Begin, though, with the community that...
This is CBS Morning News. This is the morning after the incident happened in Wisconsin.
is stunned by violence by what should have been a very festive occasion, the annual holiday parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Video from bystanders shows a red SUV speeding past the participants, narrowly missing a little girl before plowing into a crowd farther down the road. Now, the vehicle's rampage left at least 5 people dead and more than 40 others were hurt here, including children. And officers fired their weapon at the SUV to try to stop it, but it's not clear if the driver was hit by the bullets. Now, this all happened along a multiple block stretch of Main Street in Waukesha, and that's where Nancy Chen is now. Nancy, this video, I have to say, is terrifying.
Nancy, give us the identity of the driver. Does the driver have a criminal history? Was there a motive? Does it look like this is a hate crime, or was it racially motivated?
We understand now.
Is he the right color, Nancy?
That police have a person of interest in custody. Good morning to you. What can you tell us?
Okay, we have a person of interest in custody. This is the CBS Morning News. So this happened this morning. And according to this tweet right here, this is under a tweet, U.S. National News Live. So this is the latest update that we have from CNN, from NBC, and now from CBS Morning News. What can you tell us about this person of interest, Nancy?
Gail, good morning to you. A law enforcement source familiar with the early findings of the investigation tells CBS News the suspect was fleeing another crime scene, possibly a knife fight, when the driver plowed through the scene throughout the parade. Among the injured, 12 children. Okay,
so they're going to be interviewing people. Okay, what's the identity of the person of interest, Nancy? I don't know if you guys heard any of what the police chief said, but here's how he kind of responded to some of this.
The vehicle struck more than 20 individuals. Some of the individuals were children, and there were some fatalities as a result of this incident.
This video shows the SUV as it sped past spectators watching the parade.
And all of a sudden, I just...
Doesn't look like it was going very fast to me.
Heard a really loud bang, and I saw a red blur.
Sarah Saldivar was at the parade with her...
Okay, let's get the identity of the person of interest. And what more can you tell us?
The vehicle,
here's the mayor.
And they say they have
here's the mayor right here.
One person of interest in custody.
My heart goes out to those who were witness to these events. My heart goes out to those who lost a loved one tonight.
And many in the parade were dance, cheer, and band members from local schools. Classes are canceled here today, and the district says it's bringing in extra counselors for students and staff, Gail.
Classes are canceled today. So we're talking about Monday morning. They're talking to Gail at CBS Morning News, and Nancy does not tell Gail what the identity of the driver is, or the history, the criminal history, or social media accounts, and what this guy's actually saying on social media accounts. I want to limit this video to this. How can you believe anything that top shelf authoritative sources, mainstream, fake stream, CIA infiltrated, Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media says when they can't even get a story with the facts down almost immediately after it happened? Look, let me just show you. Heavy.com had it yesterday, early yesterday. Look at this. They already had the description of the driver. They already had his social media accounts. They already had the fact that he has a criminal history. They have his name, talked about his ID, Daryl Brooks Jr., where he lived. Sleuths did some online. Look, they had this picture right here. They had this screenshot right here, but you don't see that on CNN. Could it be that you don't see that because it doesn't fit the narrative of what they're trying to cram down our throats? It's truly infuriating. Look, this is heavy.com. Heavy.com had it. Look, somebody did a Google search and it actually has the SUV. When the Google car comes by with that little 360 camera on there, it actually has that SUV parked outside of this guy's house. That's how much information they had on him. They have tons of information on this guy. Look at this, just pages and pages and pages of documentation and information that you're not going to see on fake stream media. As a matter of fact, if you go to my Twitter feed, there's a lot of people who put some very interesting information underneath that. I'm not going to play that right here because the scope of this video right here is how can you possibly believe anything that comes out of fake stream media when it looks like, I'm not saying they are, but we're already at 10:35 a.m. Central Standard Time, and the CNN newsroom updates, the NBC News updates, and the CBS Morning News updates have withheld the identity of the person of interest. Look, you can even see it right here. Timeline below may contain sensitive material. At least 5 people were killed and 40 were injured. It says Waukesha police revised casualty totals. NBC News reports a 39-year-old male person of interest has been taken in for police questioning. This is under U.S. National News Live. They're still not forthcoming with the identity of this individual and the potentiality for a criminal or no criminal history. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. This right here should tell you everything you need to know about mainstream media and their willingness, or maybe in this case, unwillingness, to give you here's what the facts are. The journalist's job is to speak truth to power, yes, but speak the facts. Tell what the facts are. If you don't have all the facts, then say alleged. Here's what we caught on the scanner today. Boom, that's historical fact. That is definitely what we caught on the scanner today in relation to this specific incident. Why aren't they doing it? Because journalists would do that. So if journalists would do that, but mainstream media, corporate media is not doing it, what does that tell you about the information they want to flow to you or the information they want to withhold from you? Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my free newsletter on my website, highimpactflix.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. At Prepare with High Impact Flicks, you can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply. 7 food varieties, 2,000 calories a day, 284 servings, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and each meal comes in a resealable, heavy-duty 4-layered pouch. And it's got a 25-year shelf life. Every order of a 4-week supply gets you $100 off plus free shipping. Here's how simple it is to make. I'm going to cook up some Granny's home-style potato soup. People are going to think I'm a culinary hero. You open the pouch, boil 4.5 cups of water, stir the contents, simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, take it off the heat, then let it set for 2 to 3 minutes before you serve it up.
Man, this stuff's so good. People are going to think Granny stopped by and filled your kitchen with a whole bunch of love.
Well, if Granny does stop by, she's going to fill your behind with a whole bunch of buckshot if you keep talking with your mouth full. Wipe your dang beard off. It's embarrassing. So maybe convert some of your worthless fiat into valuable food while you still can. Order now and get $100 off of up to 3 4-week emergency food supplies at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. The link is in the description.